Hey guys, welcome back to Tonester181's channel. Today we've got a viewer replay. We have Uthred2 in his SU-122-44, and this can be a very good tank in certain situations, but I have found it not to be my cup of tea. I just feel like the gun handling trolls me all the time. I will say that top tier, this thing has pretty good armor. It's very slanted, and it's got a nice 122 millimeter gun, so that's always nice. One of the things that I noticed is that Uthred, he has a lot of a lot of HE rounds, and kind of uses that to good effect in this game. I was kind of surprised. I could understand. I'm not sure why he's doing that, but he is, and seems to work pretty well. So maybe I'll try that, because this thing really only does have 175 pen and 217 with gold rounds, which in tier 7 games is okay, but the gun is so inaccurate. I just feel like it's not really a very good gun. Against lower tiers, often you can overmatch stuff, so that's nice. But Uthred is going to play a fairly patient game. I watched him play this game, and see, he's got good map awareness. See, he sees that E2 pulling up, and when he does, he immediately takes a look. Ooh, this could be a good shot. Well, it's 240 damage, so we'll take that all day long on the side of a tank. Now, look at the aim time here. And that's what I'm talking about. The aim time is so long on this thing. I'm kind of wondering if he doesn't have a very skilled crew, because even with binos, he does not have full view range. So, but he has got somewhat of a shooting gallery here. And he managed to hit. I'm surprised he didn't pen that P43 BIS because of the angle it came in. Sometimes it'll come in on their engine deck, and you'll get a full pen, and these shells are no joke when you pen. There's a nice full pen, I believe. Yeah, 530 alpha. So these things can really hurt. I've rolled over 600 with an HE shot on these. So he's just playing the patient game. Studiansky is a patient game, really is required. And his team looks to be winning the South, so he really doesn't need to do anything too drastic. But we've got this P43, and that's a nice lead shot there, Uthred. That's great. And he's able to put a nice shot into the P43, who I don't know why he crossed the field in the middle, but he did. So, nevertheless, he's just sitting playing Tank Destroyer, doing Tank Destroyer things, and there's a nice big juicy target. Big side of a heavy tank. Now, one thing I'll say is that if you hit the side of that KV3, that thing is like a tinderbox. You can light it on fire often. Ooh, there's 113 damage, but this gun does reload fast, so the fact that he is just doing small bits of damage is kind of okay in one sense. You also, binos are tough on this thing, as he's down to 2 HE rounds here. And he's put in a whopping 1,500 damage thus far. But he puts in another 163, so now he is back to standard rounds. And the T44 is pushed up on his Hellcat, so the only good thing is that IKV is in back there, and he seems to have helped out. So 1,700 damage so far, not too bad. That's actually a pretty good result in this thing, in my opinion. I struggle in this tank, probably because I'm too aggressive, or if I'm not aggressive, then I feel like I don't get damage. So a little bit of blind fire there. That's okay. This tank does carry a fair amount of ammo. I mean, he had 15 rounds of HE, and he's got 12 standard rounds and 11 non-standard rounds, and that's a nice kill right there. So That takes him up to 2,000 damage, 2 kills. Let's see if he's going to be able to feather a shot in on this IS-6 Black. IS-6 Black is a tough customer for him because he just does not have the pen, and he does indeed change to gold rounds, and you're starting to see, I mean, he's probably only 350 meters away, and he's still missing fully aimed shots. There's a nice shot. One thing you don't want to do in any tank is sit in front of this thing because it has ferocious DPM. And there's a little bit of a lucky shot, but a nice shot into that IS-6. So this might end up costing him a little money, but 2,900 damage, 3 kills. Great so far. This map is really, really hard to push into. Where the Uthred 3 is a tough spot. It's really easy to get killed pushing in there. And you notice that the IKV gets taken out, which kind of indicates to me he's either up on the hill. He is. He's up on the hill. And just that trolley dispersion just drives you crazy. One thing, Uthred, you could go back to standard rounds because you're going to pin that thing 99 times out of 100, or 100 times out of 100 probably. So he fires one blind, and he's just pulling up to see if he can get a shot. Now, I would have maybe pulled up further to the right just because to stay behind the bushes, but it works out for him. And he's not finding a shot. Sometimes I'll zoom out because I think you don't have a shot. He's on the backside of the slope, so you'll never have a shot there, but your Scorpion G does. So that's good. And it's 4 on 2, but the thing is 2 of them are arty, so I think it's good that you sat back and just played that slow. Right? There's no reason for you to take a chance there. So he's moving up cautiously to the next set of bushes. A Uthred is a tough nut to crack for him. Just because he's got such good camo, right? So the big question is the Uthred on this side or the other side? And one thing that I would say is that the Scorpion G would have helped his team. I watched this already. But if he pinged the map where this guy was, I think it would have helped his team. So I think the Scorpion probably should have taken the long way around, to be honest. But he did not. And he's trying to finish out the game, and I do the same thing sometimes. I will take the short way around and end up regretting it. Because, okay, keep in mind that Scorpion has 32 health. Really, Uthred probably should have been the guy pushing up, but he's got such poor view range. I kind of understand why he did not. So we're just kind of waiting. Oh, there we go. So the nice thing is this 122 can pin basically anywhere on that Uthred. So unless the Uthred really high rolls him, he's gonna survive, right? I personally probably would have taken the safer route and just proxied him and then walked away, but fortunately the Uthred panics a little bit and he's able to ram him to death after killing him. So 4,200 damage that we know about, 4 kills. Let's go ahead and take a look at the after action report on this one, guys. Okay, here we are at the after action, and of course, Uthred ended up with an ace tanker. He ended up with a high caliber, 1 bond, a bunch of experience. Must have been first win of the day. We'll check that out. And a kamikaze medal for ramming that Uthred to death 1 tier higher. So, looks like he was 1,447 base XP. That's actually a very good game. Looks like none of the blind shots went in that I remember. and their Borsig actually did fairly well, and their IS-6 did fairly well, but as did the Renegade. But that's a fantastic game. 1400 base XP. Wow. So 27 shots, 19 hits, 8 pens. Of course, that's because he fired all that HE, did a bunch of splash damage, and 868 player's assistance. So that takes him up over 5K in a tier 7 tank destroyer. That's really good. Looks like he had a personal mission payout going, so that netted him over 100,000 credits. And he has a premium account. He'll have to tell us if he normally has one or if it's just because of the Christmas stuff going on. 4,700 XP. So, fantastic game. Thanks for sending it in, Uthred. Appreciate you guys watching. Send your submissions in. I will try and get them in on the channel. I did figure out what my issue was, and so we're back up and running. Thanks again, and Tonester out.